My beloved soul, pause for a moment, because what you are about to hear is not random, and it is not something you stumbled upon by accident. This is a divine interruption. This is the moment heaven had been waiting for. Right now, as your eyes follow these words, something unseen has already begun to shift in your favor. You may not feel it yet. You may not see it yet. But in the spiritual realm, movement has already started, and it cannot be stopped. Archangel Michael is speaking directly into your life at this very second, and the message is urgent. There is no delay in his voice, no hesitation in his command. He is not whispering. He is declaring, your breakthrough starts now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. But there is something heaven requires from you in this exact moment. A single word. A simple response. A powerful agreement that will unlock everything that has been held back. That word is yes. Yes to trusting God when nothing makes sense. Yes to believing when your circumstances have tried to convince you otherwise. Yes to releasing the fear that has kept you stuck in cycles that feel impossible to break. Because what you don't realize yet is this: God is already flipping your struggles. The very things that caused you pain, confusion, and sleepless nights are being turned around behind the scenes. What looked like loss is being rewritten as gain. What felt like rejection is being redirected into something far greater than you ever imagined. But here is the shocking truth: many people miss their breakthrough not because it wasn't prepared for them, but because they hesitated in this moment. They doubted. They questioned. They allowed fear to speak louder than faith. And right now, Archangel Michael is standing as a protector at the edge of your destiny, urging you not to make that same mistake. There is a divine urgency in the air around you. Can you feel it? That subtle pull in your spirit, that quiet whisper telling you something is about to change. That is not your imagination. That is alignment. That is heaven positioning things on your behalf. And even though your current reality may still look the same, everything is already being rearranged. The struggles you thought were permanent, they are temporary. The doors that seemed closed, they are about to open in ways you did not expect. The confusion that clouded your mind, it is clearing, even now. But it all hinges on your willingness to trust. Archangel Michael says to you clearly, trust him today. Not when you have proof. Not when everything feels safe. Today. In this very moment. Before you see the outcome. Before you understand the process. Before you have all the answers. Because your yes is not just a word. It is a spiritual key. It is the signal that activates divine intervention. It tells heaven that you are ready to receive what has already been set aside for you. So don't scroll away. Don't ignore this moment. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. Your breakthrough is not coming someday. It has already begun. And right now, all of heaven is waiting for your response. Listen closely, because what you are going through right now is not what it appears to be. The chaos, the uncertainty, the moments where everything feels like it is falling apart, these are not signs that God has abandoned you. They are signs that something is being rearranged. There is a deeper spiritual truth unfolding beneath the surface, and Archangel Michael wants you to understand it clearly so you do not lose faith in the middle of the process. Trusting God is not easy when life feels unstable. It is not easy when doors close without explanation, when people walk away unexpectedly, or when your plans collapse right in front of you. In those moments, the human instinct is to question everything. You begin to wonder if you made the wrong choices, if you missed your opportunity, or if things will ever come together again. But what if those very moments are not setbacks at all? What if they are divine setups? Archangel Michael is revealing this truth to you now. What looks like a delay is actually alignment. What feels like confusion is actually divine reordering. God is not reacting to your situation. He is orchestrating it. Every delay you have experienced was not meant to deny you, but to position you. There were things you could not see, paths you were not meant to take, and outcomes that needed to be redirected for your highest good. Think about the times when something did not work out the way you hoped. At first, it felt like a loss. It felt disappointing, even painful. But later, when you look back, you realize that if things had gone your way, you would have missed something better. That is how God works. He does not just give you what you want, He prepares what is right. And preparation often looks like disruption before it reveals itself as blessing. Right now, you may feel like you are in the middle of that disruption. Things may not be clear. You may feel like you are waiting without answers. But this is where trust becomes powerful. Trust is not about understanding every detail. Trust is about believing that even when you cannot see the full picture, the one who created it is still in control. Archangel Michael stands beside you in this very moment, guarding you from forces you cannot see and guiding you through paths you do not yet understand. There are battles happening in the spiritual realm on your behalf, battles to remove obstacles, to break cycles, and to clear the way for what is meant to enter your life. And while you may only see the external struggle, there is a victory being secured behind the scenes. This is why you are being called to trust today, not later. Because if you wait for everything to make sense, you may miss the miracle that is already unfolding. Faith does not come after the breakthrough. Faith is what allows the breakthrough to manifest. It is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. So instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" begin to ask, "What is being prepared for me?" Shift your perspective, because the moment you do, everything begins to change. What once felt like a burden starts to feel like a transition. What once felt like an ending begins to look like a new beginning. God is not distant from your situation. He is deeply involved in it. Every detail, every delay, every unexpected turn, it is all part of a divine plan that is far greater than what you can currently see. And as you continue to move forward, even with uncertainty in your heart, know this: you are not walking alone. Archangel Michael is leading you through this season with purpose. And if you hold on to trust, even when it feels difficult, you will soon witness how everything that seemed out of place was actually falling perfectly into alignment. There is a reason why you have been feeling different lately, and it is not something you should ignore. The heaviness, the emotional exhaustion, the sense that something is about to change but has not yet revealed itself. These are not random feelings. They are signs. Clear, undeniable signs that your breakthrough is closer than you think. Archangel Michael is revealing this to you now so that you do not misinterpret this season and walk away just before everything shifts. When a breakthrough is near, things often feel the most intense. You may feel tired in ways that rest cannot fix. You may notice patterns repeating themselves, almost as if life is testing your response. Situations you thought were over may resurface one last time. And in those moments, it is easy to feel discouraged, to wonder why things seem to be getting harder instead of easier. But this is where many people misunderstand what is happening. The truth is, the resistance you are feeling is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of movement. It is what happens when something powerful is about to be released into your life. Archangel Michael is standing in the unseen, confronting every force that tried to delay, block, or confuse your path. And as those forces lose their hold, there is a kind of tension that builds. You feel it emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. But that tension is not meant to break you. It is meant to signal that something is about to break open. There is also a reason why certain things no longer feel right to you. Environments, conversations, even thoughts that you once tolerated are now making you uncomfortable. That is not by accident. That is transformation. You are being prepared for something new, and in order for that to happen, the old must lose its grip. This is the moment where you are being asked to release what no longer aligns, even if it feels familiar. Another sign is the way your spirit has been searching for something deeper. You may find yourself seeking meaning, asking bigger questions, or feeling drawn to messages like this one. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. That is your spirit recognizing that a shift is happening and guiding you toward confirmation. And right now, this message is your confirmation. But here is something you must understand clearly. Just before a breakthrough, the opposition often becomes louder. Doubts may increase. Fear may try to rise again. Old thoughts may attempt to convince you that nothing will change. This is not because you are going backward. It is because you are about to move forward in a way that cannot be reversed. And the final resistance is trying to hold on before it loses its power completely. Archangel Michael wants you to see this moment for what it truly is. You are not stuck. You are not being delayed. You are standing at the edge of a divine reversal. Everything that seemed to work against you is about to work for you. The pain you carried is about to transform into purpose. The confusion that surrounded you is about to turn into clarity. And the waiting that tested your patience is about to reveal why it was necessary all along. This is the turning point. This is the moment where everything begins to shift, even if you cannot see it fully yet. And your role in this moment is not to retreat. It is not to doubt. It is to stand firm and recognize that you are closer than you have ever been. To hold on. Stay grounded in trust. Because what is coming into your life is not small. It is not ordinary. It is something that will make you look back at this very season and realize that every struggle, every delay, every moment of uncertainty was leading you here. Type "I receive my breakthrough" in the comments if this message is speaking directly to your spirit. Blessing code 3399 has just been released. And as this truth settles into your heart, understand this: your response matters not just for you, but for others who are still searching for light. When you choose to support this mission, you are helping this message reach souls who are on the edge of giving up, souls who need this exact confirmation to keep going. Just as a seed sown into fertile ground multiplies into a harvest, your act of giving becomes a channel through which hope, faith, and divine truth flow into countless lives. The word says, "Give, and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." This is not just a verse. It is a living promise being activated right now. If you feel that pull in your spirit, the quiet nudge telling you to take part in something greater, this is your moment. Your generosity is not a transaction. It is a prophetic act. Every super thanks, every PayPal offering becomes a seed that carries God's message further than you can imagine. The links are waiting for you in the description, and the QR code is right there as a gateway to your obedience. Do not hesitate. Step into this flow. Sow into what is feeding your spirit. And as you do, may your life be filled with overflow, with open doors, and with blessings that return to you in ways that exceed your expectations. There is something extraordinary happening beneath the surface of your life right now. Something so precise and intentional that if you could see it fully, you would no longer question a single moment of your journey. Archangel Michael is revealing a powerful truth that is about to change the way you see everything. God is not just helping you through your struggles, He is flipping them completely. This is not a small adjustment. This is not a slight improvement. This is a divine reversal. The very things that caused you pain are being transformed into stepping stones. The situations that made you feel powerless are being rewritten into sources of strength. What once looked like an ending is quietly becoming the foundation of a new beginning. And while it may still feel confusing on the surface, there is a perfect order being established behind the scenes. Think about darkness for a moment. Darkness has no power of its own. It only exists where light has not yet been revealed. The moment light enters, darkness disappears completely. In the same way, the struggles you have been facing are not permanent forces. They are temporary conditions that are already being overtaken by something greater. God's light is entering your situation, and as it does, everything that once felt heavy will begin to lose its hold. Archangel Michael stands as a warrior of that light, actively clearing the path before you. There are obstacles being removed that you may never even know existed. There are dangers being avoided without your awareness. There are connections being redirected and doors being closed for your protection. What you perceived as setbacks were often shields, divine interventions that kept you from stepping into something that was not meant for you. And now, as those obstacles are being cleared, the shift begins to happen. What was blocked begins to open. What was delayed begins to accelerate. What felt confusing begins to make sense. This is the flipping point. This is where everything starts to turn in your favor, not by coincidence, but by design. Consider the times you faced rejection. It left questions in your heart. It made you wonder what you did wrong. But what if that rejection was not about your worth? What if it was redirection? What if it was God removing you from a place that could not hold the blessing He has prepared for you? When God flips your struggles, rejection becomes protection, and loss becomes positioning. Even your past mistakes are not wasted in this process. This is something many people struggle to accept. They carry guilt, regret, and the weight of choices they wish they could undo. But Archangel Michael wants you to release that burden right now. God does not operate within your limitations. He redeems, restores, and repurposes. What you thought disqualified you is being used to shape you. What you thought set you back is actually setting you up. There is a transformation taking place within you as well. You are not the same person you were when this journey began. You are stronger now, even if you do not always feel it. You are wiser, even if you still have questions. You are more aware, more aligned, and more prepared than ever before. And this internal transformation is just as important as the external breakthrough that is coming. Because when God flips your struggles, He does not just change your circumstances, He changes you. He prepares you to handle what is coming, to sustain it, to grow within it. Without that preparation, the blessing could become overwhelming. But with it, the blessing becomes a natural extension of who you have become. So if you are still holding on to doubt, release it. If you are still questioning whether things will truly change, let that question go. Because the process has already begun. The shift is already in motion. And everything that once worked against you is now being aligned to work for you. Archangel Michael is not just guiding you through this. He is standing in authority over it, ensuring that what is meant for you cannot be taken away, delayed, or diminished any longer. This is your moment of transformation. This is your season of reversal. And very soon, you will begin to see it with your own eyes. There is a quiet battle happening within you right now, and it is more important than anything happening around you. It is the battle between fear and faith. You may not see it, but you feel it in your thoughts, in your reactions, in the way your heart responds to uncertainty. One voice tells you to hold back, to expect disappointment, to prepare for things to go wrong. The other voice, softer but stronger, urges you to trust, to believe, to step forward even when the path is unclear. Archangel Michael is drawing your attention to this inner conflict because this is where your breakthrough is either activated or delayed. Fear is powerful, but it is not truth. Fear is built on what might go wrong, on past experiences that left wounds, on imagined outcomes that have not even happened. It tries to protect you, but in doing so, it keeps you trapped. It convinces you to stay in what is familiar, even if what is familiar is no longer meant for you. It tells you that taking a step forward is risky, that trusting God without proof is dangerous, that letting go of control will leave you vulnerable. And if you listen to it long enough, it begins to feel like wisdom instead of limitation. But faith operates differently. Faith does not depend on what you see. It does not require evidence before it moves. Faith is the decision to trust even when the outcome is unknown. It is the willingness to believe that God is working for you, even when your current situation suggests otherwise. And this is why faith is the key to your breakthrough. Because what God is doing in your life right now cannot be accessed through fear. It can only be accessed through trust. Archangel Michael is urging you to recognize that fear is the very thing that blocks what is trying to enter your life. Every time you choose fear, you tighten your grip on control. You hesitate. You delay. You question. And in doing so, you create resistance against the very blessings that are trying to reach you. But when you choose faith, something shifts instantly. You release that resistance. You open the door. You align yourself with what God is already doing. This does not mean you will never feel afraid. Fear may still appear, especially when you are stepping into something new. But the difference is this: you do not let fear lead you. You acknowledge it, but you do not obey it. Instead, you choose faith anyway. You move forward anyway. You trust anyway. And that choice, repeated again and again, becomes the foundation of your transformation. Think of a storm. When you are in the middle of it, everything feels unstable. The wind is strong, the rain is relentless, and it seems like there is no escape. But the storm is not permanent. It passes, and when it does, it leaves behind something unexpected, a renewed landscape, a fresh beginning, a sense of clarity that was not there before. In the same way, the storm you are experiencing in your life is not here to destroy you. It is here to prepare you. It is clearing what needs to be cleared, breaking what needs to be broken, and making space for something new to emerge. And just like a storm gives way to a rainbow, your current struggles are giving way to a breakthrough. But you must hold on to faith long enough to see it. You must resist the urge to turn back when things feel uncertain. Because right on the other side of this moment is the very thing you have been waiting for. Archangel Michael is standing with you, strengthening your spirit, reminding you that you are not alone in this process. Every step you take in faith is supported. Every moment you choose trust over fear brings you closer to the reality that is already being prepared for you. To let go of the need to control every outcome. Let go of the belief that things have to make sense before they can be right. Trust that even now, God is working in ways you cannot see, aligning circumstances, opening doors, and positioning you exactly where you need to be. Because the moment you fully choose faith, everything begins to move differently. The weight starts to lift. The path starts to clear, and what once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. This is your choice, viewer faith. And the moment you choose faith, your breakthrough moves from possibility into reality. Here is something you must understand about this moment in your life, something that will bring peace to your heart if you truly receive it. Nothing you have experienced has been out of timing. Nothing has been random. Every delay, every pause, every moment where you felt like nothing was moving, it all had a purpose. And now, Archangel Michael is revealing why this moment, right now, is different from all the others. You may have asked yourself many times, why did it happen sooner? Why did the door not open when you were ready? Why did the answer not come when you prayed for it? Why did the breakthrough seem so far away, even when you felt like you had done everything right? These questions are natural, but they are also rooted in a limited view of something far greater, divine timing. God does not operate according to human urgency. He operates according to perfect alignment. What you see as delay, He sees as preparation. What you feel as waiting, He sees as positioning. There were pieces that needed to come together, details that needed to align, and aspects of your own spirit that needed to be strengthened before what is meant for you could fully arrive. If things had happened earlier, you might not have been ready to receive them. You might have misunderstood their value, mishandled their responsibility, or missed their deeper purpose. This is not a reflection of weakness. It is simply the truth of growth. Preparation takes time, and sometimes that time feels uncomfortable because you cannot yet see the reason behind it. But here is what Archangel Michael wants you to realize now. The waiting season you have been in is coming to an end because the preparation is complete. The alignment has taken place. The unseen details have been arranged. And what once required patience is now ready to move into manifestation. This is why there is a shift in your spirit. This is why things feel different, even if your external situation has not fully changed yet. You are no longer in the same phase. You are stepping out of waiting and into receiving. And this transition is subtle at first, but it becomes undeniable as you continue forward. Think of a seed planted in the ground. For a long time, nothing is visible. From the outside, it appears as though nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, there is growth. Roots are forming. Strength is developing. And at the right moment, not too early, not too late, that seed breaks through the soil and becomes visible. That moment is not random. It is perfectly timed. You are that seed, and your moment of breaking through is now. The delays you experienced were not meant to frustrate you. They were meant to protect you. There were things you were being shielded from, situations that could have caused harm, paths that could have led you away from your true purpose, outcomes that were not aligned with your highest good. What felt like closed doors were often divine barriers, keeping you safe until the right door could open. Archangel Michael hath been actively involved in this protection, standing guard over your journey, ensuring that what is not meant for you does not reach you, and what is meant for you cannot be taken away. Even in moments where you felt alone, you were being guided. Even when you felt uncertain, you were being directed. And now, the timing is no longer about waiting, it is about stepping forward. This is where your trust becomes action. This is where your yes begins to move beyond words and into alignment with what is already prepared. Do not let past delays make you hesitant now. Do not allow previous disappointments to convince you that this moment will be the same. This moment is different because everything is ready. The alignment is complete. The path is clear. And what is meant for you is no longer being held back. Archangel Michael is reminding you that you are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. And what is coming into your life is arriving at the perfect time. Not a moment too soon, not a moment too late. So release the question of when and embrace the truth of now. Because now is the moment everything begins to unfold. There is a moment in every divine journey where everything comes down to a single decision. Not a complicated one, not something that requires perfect understanding, but a simple, powerful response that changes everything. That moment is in front of you right now, and the response heaven is waiting for is your yes. This yes is not just a word you say casually. It is not something you speak without intention. It is a spiritual agreement. It is your alignment with God's will over your fears, your doubts, and your need to control every outcome. Archangel Michael is calling you into this moment because he knows that one true yes from your heart has the power to shift your entire life. What does it really mean to say yes in this moment? It means you are choosing trust over understanding. It means you are releasing the need to have every detail figured out before you move forward. It means you are surrendering the idea that you must control the process in order for the outcome to be right. And most importantly, it means you are agreeing with what God is already doing, even if you cannot fully see it yet. There is a kind of resistance that tries to hold you back from saying yes. It may sound like logic. It may feel like caution. It may even convince you that waiting a little longer is the wiser choice. But Archangel Michael is revealing that this resistance is not protection. It is hesitation rooted in fear. And hesitation in this moment can delay what is already ready to be released into your life. Your yes breaks that hesitation. It sends a clear signal into the spiritual realm that you are ready. Ready to receive. Ready to move forward. Ready to step into what has been prepared for you. It is the moment where you stop standing on the edge and finally take the step. Think about how many times in your life you have waited for certainty before making a decision. You told yourself that once you felt completely ready, once everything made perfect sense, then you would move. But certainty rarely comes before action. More often, it comes after you have already stepped forward in faith. This is one of those moments. Saying yes does not mean you will never feel unsure again. It does not mean every question will instantly be answered. What it means is that you are choosing to move forward despite those uncertainties. You are choosing to trust that God is guiding your steps, even when you cannot see the full path. Archangel Michael is standing with you in this decision, strengthening your spirit so that your yes is not weak or uncertain, but firm and unwavering. Because when your yes is strong, it creates momentum. It opens doors that were previously closed. It shifts circumstances that once seemed fixed. It aligns you with opportunities and blessings that were waiting for your agreement. There is also something deeper happening when you say yes. You are stepping into obedience. And obedience is powerful because it connects you directly to divine flow. It places you in alignment with a plan that is far greater than anything you could create on your own. And within that alignment, things begin to happen with a kind of ease that you have not experienced before. You may not know exactly what will happen next. You may not see every step ahead, but you do not need to. Your role is not to predict the outcome. Your role is to respond to the call. And that call is clear right now. Say yes to trusting God when your mind tries to doubt. Say yes to moving forward when fear tells you to stay still. Say yes to believing that your struggles are truly being flipped, even if you have not yet seen the final result. Because the moment you say yes with your whole heart, something irreversible begins. You move from waiting into activation. You move from uncertainty into alignment. And you step into a flow where what is meant for you can finally reach you without resistance. This is your moment. Not later. Not someday. Now. And heaven is listening for your answer. There is a sacred shift that happens the moment you truly surrender, and it is not always loud or dramatic at first. Sometimes it begins quietly, like a gentle change in the atmosphere of your life. A peace that does not make sense starts to settle in your heart. A clarity you did not have before begins to form in your thoughts. And without even realizing it, you start to notice that things are no longer as heavy as they once felt. This is the beginning of hidden blessings revealing themselves. Archangel Michael is guiding you to understand that surrender is not loss. It is access. It is the doorway through which divine overflow enters your life. When you finally release your grip on control and choose to trust God fully, you create space for something greater to take over. And what takes over is not confusion, not chaos, but divine order. At first, these blessings may not appear in the ways you expect. They often come disguised as small shifts, a conversation that brings unexpected encouragement, an opportunity that seems simple but carries deeper significance, a sudden sense of direction where there was once uncertainty. These are not coincidences. These are signs that the alignment has begun to manifest in your physical reality. You may also notice that certain doors begin to open without struggle. Things that once felt difficult start to flow with ease. Connections form naturally. Resources appear at the right time. And while part of you may feel surprised by how smoothly things are unfolding, another part of you will recognize that this is what you have been waiting for all along. There is also a restoration that comes with this season. Not just external restoration, but internal. The peace you thought you lost begins to return. The strength you felt slipping away begins to rebuild. Even your sense of identity starts to feel clearer, more grounded, more aligned with who you are truly meant to be. This is because when God restores, He does not just fix what was broken, He renews it completely. Archangel Michael is also revealing that some of the greatest blessings will come in unexpected forms. Things you did not plan, outcomes you did not predict, paths you did not consider. And yet, when they arrive, they will feel right. They will feel aligned. They will carry a sense of confirmation that cannot be explained, only felt. This is why trust remains so important, even after you begin to see movement. Because sometimes the blessing does not look the way you imagined. And if you hold too tightly to your expectations, you might overlook what is actually meant for you. But if you remain open, if you continue to trust, you will recognize that what God is bringing into your life is not just good, it is better. There is also an overflow connected to this season. Not just enough, not just barely meeting your needs, but abundance in ways that extend beyond you. Opportunities to grow, to give, to expand into new areas of your life. And this overflow is not accidental. It is intentional. Because what God places in your life is not only meant to bless you, it is meant to flow through you and reach others. As these blessings begin to unfold, you may find yourself looking back at your struggles with a different perspective. What once felt like pain begins to make sense. What once felt like loss begins to reveal its purpose. And you start to see that every moment of your journey was leading you here, to this place of alignment, this place of overflow, this place of divine fulfillment. So stay open. Stay aware. Because what is entering your life now is not random. It is the result of your trust, your surrender, your willingness to say why yes even when it was difficult. And as you continue on this path, you will see more and more evidence that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Type "I receive divine overflow" in the comments if you are ready to welcome these blessings. Blessing code 8844 is now activated. And as you step into this overflow, hear this calling in your spirit. This is not just about you receiving, but about becoming a vessel through which others can receive as well. When you sow into this mission, you are releasing light into places still covered in darkness. You are helping messages like this reach hearts that are searching for hope, for confirmation, for a reason to keep going. The Word declares, "He who sows generously will also reap generously," and this is not distant scripture. It is a living flow available to you right now. I feel led to say this directly. I am stepping into obedience. I am becoming a channel of blessing. Let that be your declaration as you act. Whether through super thanks or through the PayPal link provided in every description and QR code, your giving becomes a seed that carries God's voice further than you can imagine. Do not delay this moment. This is not just support. It is participation in something divine. As you give, may doors open before you. May provision meet you in unexpected ways, and may your life overflow with the very blessings you are helping release into others. There is a subtle resistance that often rises just when everything is about to change, and if you are not aware of it, it can quietly pull you back into a place you have already outgrown. This resistance does not always appear as something obvious. Sometimes it comes as doubt, sometimes as overthinking, and sometimes as a quiet voice that asks, "What if nothing actually changes?" Archangel Michael is bringing this into your awareness now so that you do not mistake this resistance for truth. Doubt has a way of disguising itself as logic. It tries to make you believe that it is protecting you from disappointment. It reminds you of past situations where things did not work out, and it uses those memories to convince you that expecting something different now is unrealistic. But what you must understand is this: your past does not have the authority to define your future. What did not work before was part of a different season, a different level of understanding, a different alignment. You are not in that same place anymore. There has been growth within you, even if you have not fully recognized it. The way you think has shifted. The way you respond to challenges has changed. The way you see yourself and your path is evolving. And because of that, the outcomes ahead of you cannot be the same as the ones behind you. But doubt will try to ignore this growth. It will try to convince you that nothing is different, that you are still the same person facing the same limitations. This is where awareness becomes powerful. Because the moment you recognize doubt for what it is, you take away its influence. You no longer have to follow every thought that enters your mind. You no longer have to accept every fear as truth. Instead, you can pause and choose what you align with. Archangel Michael is reminding you that just because a thought appears does not mean it belongs to you. There are moments when your mind will replay old fears simply because they are familiar. But familiarity does not equal truth. And in this season, you are being called to break free from patterns that no longer serve you. There may also be a part of you that resists change, even positive change. This is something many people do not talk about, but it is real. When you have been in a certain situation for a long time, even if it was uncomfortable, it becomes familiar. And stepping into something new, something better, can feel uncertain simply because it is different. Your mind may try to pull you back toward what it knows, even if what it knows is not what you truly want anymore. But you must not let that happen now. You have come too far to return to a place that no longer aligns with who you are becoming. You have endured too much to settle for less than what is being prepared for you. And this is why persistence in faith is so important in this moment. Because faith is not just about starting the journey, it is about continuing, even when your mind tries to lead you in another direction. There will be moments where you do not see immediate results. Moments where things feel quiet again, where progress seems slow, where you wonder if anything is really happening. But these moments are not empty. They are part of the process. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean movement has stopped. Think of how many things in life develop beneath the surface before they become visible. Growth is not always immediate in appearance, but it is always happening in reality. And right now, there are shifts taking place that you cannot yet fully see, but you will soon experience. Archangel Michael is actively working in those unseen areas, ensuring that every piece falls into place exactly as it should. There are details being handled, connections being aligned, and outcomes being prepared that will soon reveal themselves in ways that make everything clear. So when doubt tries to speak, do not give it authority. When fear tries to return, do not give it control. Stay grounded in what you have already received, this knowing that your breakthrough is not just possible, but already in motion. Hold on to that truth, even when your emotions fluctuate. Hold on to that trust, even when your thoughts question it. Because what is ahead of you is not uncertain, it is already being established. And the closer you get, the more important it becomes to stay aligned with faith, not doubt. There is a moment that is forming in your life right now, a moment that will feel like everything suddenly makes sense. It will not arrive with confusion or struggle. It will arrive with clarity, with peace, with a deep knowing inside you that this is what you have been waiting for. Archangel Michael is revealing this to you so that you can begin to see it before it fully appears, because what you expect with faith, you recognize more easily when it comes. Imagine waking up one day and feeling different, not because everything around you has instantly changed, but because something within you has shifted completely. The weight you carried for so long is no longer there. The questions that once filled your mind have quieted. There is a calmness in your spirit that you cannot explain, only feel. This is what the beginning of your breakthrough will feel like. And then, slowly but surely, the external changes will follow. Doors that once seemed impossible to open will begin to open with surprising ease. Conversations that once felt difficult will flow naturally. Opportunities that you thought were out of reach will present themselves without force. You will notice that you are no longer chasing what is meant for you. What is meant for you is finding its way to you. This is the shift from striving to alignment. For so long, you may have felt like you had to push, to prove, to make things happen through effort alone. But when your breakthrough unfolds, it does not feel forced. It feels natural. It feels right. There is a sense of timing that cannot be ignored, as if everything is happening exactly when it should. Archangel Michael is preparing you for this experience so that you do not question it when it arrives. Because sometimes, when things finally begin to go right, there is a tendency to wonder if it is real, to question whether it will last. But this is not a temporary change. This is a result of alignment, and alignment creates stability. You will also begin to see how everything you went through was connected to this moment. The struggles that once seemed meaningless will reveal their purpose. The delays that frustrated you will make sense. The lessons you learned along the way will prove to be exactly what you needed to handle what is now in front of you. There will be a sense of gratitude that rises within you, not forced, not artificial, but genuine. Because you will realize that if things had happened any differently, you would not be standing where you are now, ready to receive what is coming. And as this breakthrough continues to unfold, you will notice something else. You are no longer the same person who once felt stuck. You are more confident, more grounded, more aware of your worth and your direction. This inner transformation is what allows you to fully step into the external changes without fear. Because what God is bringing into your life now is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to elevate you. There will be moments where you pause and reflect, where you realize that the life you once prayed for is now becoming your reality. Not all at once, not in a way that feels chaotic, but in a steady, unfolding way that feels sustainable and real. Archangel Michael is reminding you that this is not something you have to chase anymore. This is something you are stepping into. The difference is powerful. When you chase something, you operate from lack. When you step into something, you operate from alignment. And right now, you are stepping into your breakthrough. So as you move forward, hold on to this vision, not as something distant, but as something that is already forming. Allow yourself to feel it, to believe it, to expect it. Because expectation rooted in faith prepares your spirit to receive what is already on its way. Very soon, what you have only imagined will become something you can see, something you can touch, something you can live. And when that moment comes, you will understand that it was not luck, not coincidence, but divine timing, divine alignment, and your decision to trust when it mattered most. There is a powerful shift that happens when you begin to thank God before anything has visibly changed. It may seem small at first, almost like a quiet whisper of gratitude in the middle of uncertainty, but in the spiritual realm, it is one of the strongest acts of faith you can offer. Archangel Michael is calling you into this higher level of trust now, not just believing that your breakthrough is coming, but honoring it as if it has already arrived. Gratitude in advance is not denial of your current reality. It is recognition of a greater reality that is already forming. It is the decision to focus not on what is missing, but on what is being prepared. And when you do this, something begins to shift inside you. Your perspective changes. Your energy changes. Even your expectations begin to align with what is coming instead of what has been. Think about how different it feels when you are waiting for something with doubt versus waiting with anticipation. Doubt makes the waiting feel heavy, slow, and uncertain. But anticipation fills the waiting with excitement, with hope, with a sense that something good is about to happen. Gratitude creates that anticipation. It moves you out of fear and into expectation. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that gratitude is not just a response. It is a catalyst. It accelerates what is already in motion. When you begin to thank God for what you cannot yet see, you are aligning yourself with the outcome. You are sending a clear signal that you trust the process, that you believe in the promise, that you are ready to receive. This is why so many breakthroughs happen when people least expect them, because they have finally released resistance. They have stopped focusing on the absence of results and started appreciating the unseen work that is being done. And in that moment of release, everything begins to flow more freely. Right now, you are being invited into that space. A space where you no longer measure your progress only by visible changes, but by the knowing in your spirit that something is unfolding. A space where you can say, "Thank you," even before the answer arrives, because you trust that it is already on its way. You may not have all the evidence yet. You may still be in a place where things look the same on the outside, but inside, something is different. There is a quiet confidence growing, a sense of peace that was not there before. And this is the foundation of true gratitude, not based on circumstances, but on trust. As you continue in this mindset, you will begin to notice subtle confirmations, small signs that things are moving, moments where you feel guided, where opportunities begin to appear, where clarity starts to replace confusion. These are reminders that your gratitude is not empty. It is connected to real movement. Archangel Michael is standing with you in this moment, encouraging you to hold on to this perspective, to keep your heart open, to continue expressing gratitude even when it feels early. Because what feels early to you is not early in the divine timeline. Everything is right on schedule. And the more you lean into gratitude, the more you will find that your faith becomes stronger, your patience becomes easier, and your trust becomes unshakable. You are no longer waiting in uncertainty. You are standing in expectation. This is where your breakthrough becomes inevitable. Because when you combine trust with gratitude, you create a powerful alignment that cannot be disrupted. You are no longer resisting what is coming. You are welcoming it. You are no longer questioning the process. You are embracing it. So begin now. In your own way, in your own words, simply say thank you. Thank God for what is already being arranged. Thank Him for the doors that are opening, even if you have not seen them yet. Thank Him for the peace that is entering your life, for the clarity that is forming, for the breakthrough that is already underway. Because the moment you do, you step fully into agreement with what is coming. And when that agreement is complete, there is nothing left to block what has already been set in motion for you. Beloved soul, let your spirit settle for a moment, because what you have just received is not something temporary, not something that fades when the noise of life returns. This is a living truth that will continue to unfold in your life, step by step, moment by moment. And right now, Archangel Michael is drawing close with a final message, one that is not urgent in tone, but deeply calming, deeply assuring. Everything is under divine control. There is nothing in your life that has slipped through God's hands, nothing that has been overlooked, nothing that has been forgotten. Even the moments that felt chaotic, the situations that seemed uncertain, the delays that tested your patience, they were all held within a greater plan. And now, you are no longer standing in confusion. You are standing in alignment. Take a deep breath and receive this peace. You do not have to force anything anymore. You do not have to chase what is meant for you. You do not have to carry the weight of trying to figure everything out on your own. What is yours is already being guided toward you, and what is not meant for you is being gently removed from your path. This is the beauty of trusting God. It replaces struggle with flow, pressure with peace, and uncertainty with quiet confidence. Archangel Michael is surrounding you with protection even now. There is a covering over your life, a divine shield that continues to guard you from what you cannot see. You are safe to move forward. You are safe to trust. You are safe to rest in the knowing that you are being led exactly where you need to be. And as you continue on this path, remember this: your YES was not just a moment. It was a turning point. It was the key that unlocked a new direction, a new flow, a new level of alignment. Because of that YES, things are already shifting. Doors are opening. Paths are clearing. Answers are forming. Even if everything is not visible yet, it is real. Allow yourself to rest in that truth. Allow yourself to feel peace without needing constant confirmation. Because the more you rest in trust, the more clearly you will begin to see the evidence of what has already been set in motion. There is no need to rush ahead. There is no need to look back. Stay present in this moment, grounded in faith, open to what is unfolding. Your breakthrough is not something you need to chase anymore. It is something you are living into. And as you walk forward from here, carry this knowing with you. You are guided, you are protected, and you are deeply supported by forces greater than you can imagine. Archangel Michael walks beside you, not just in moments of struggle, but in moments of peace, in moments of growth, in moments of quiet transformation. Everything is working for you. Everything is aligning for you. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Type "I trust the divine plan" in the comments if you receive this message with your whole heart. Blessing code 5505 is now activated. And as this message settles into your spirit, hear this call not as an ending, but as an extension of what God is doing through you. The same breakthrough that is reaching your life right now is meant to reach others who are still waiting in silence, still searching for light. When you give, you are not supporting a channel. You are releasing living water into dry places. You are sowing seeds that awaken hope in hearts that feel forgotten. The Lord declares, "Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days, and this is your moment to act in that promise." I feel this deeply. I am sowing into God's movement. I am becoming a vessel of His light. Let that be your declaration as you move. Through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link placed in every description and QR code, your offering becomes a prophetic seed, a direct response to what heaven has spoken into your life today. Do not delay this obedience. Step into it now. And as you give, may blessings pursue you, may favor surround you, and may the same breakthrough that has begun in your life multiply beyond anything you imagine.